welcome to Southern Girl Knits, episode 10, right? 10? We'll go with that. You'll have to excuse me, I still have a cough. I have not recorded since last year because I have been sick. So very sorry for those of you wearing headphones. So I do have my hot coffee, which will make that a little bit better. I don't know, breaks it up somehow. So welcome to Southern Girl Knits. I'm Tish. I'm your host, and it's been a while since I've seen you, so we have a lot to talk about. So we'll just dive right in. Actually, no, we won't dive right in. I hope that everybody had a great holiday season and a happy new year, and you enjoyed your family and your friends and the food and all of the wonderfulness that comes with the holidays, which are now over. And so now it's just cold. It's cold and there's not a reason. Before I can rationalize the freezing cold weather away by saying it's cold, but that's okay because it's Christmas time and it's supposed to be cold and it's cozy and comfy, and yet now it's just cold. It's just horribly, horribly cold. When my kids left for school this morning, it was 9 degrees. That's just crazy. I mean, seriously, I don't know, insane. And, so, anyway, it is what it is. It's warmed up to a nice toasty 20 degrees now. So, okay. So what have you guys been up to? I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you. So I basically spent the holidays doing wonderful holiday things, and I've been outrageously sick, so bad. Blah. I say sick. It's the kind of sickness that gets brought on with the changing of the weather and the fact that I'm a big nerd who has allergies, and so I get the chest congestion, which is no fun. And so yeah, just kind of been dragging. So the good that comes along with that was I got to watch a lot of movies and I finished a book. The bad that comes along with that was that I had no desire to knit anything at all. I think that I went 2 or 3 solid days without even looking at my knitting. I mean, it was crazy. Everybody has, well, I assume everybody has those funks where you might not pick up your knitting for a little while, or your crochet, whatever, your passion is, and that just is to be expected. But 3 whole days without even looking at my knitting was kind of crazy. Yeah, it was like bizarro world. But I did finish, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, I was trying to choose a book. I ended up choosing the James Patterson book because I didn't feel good and I needed an easy read. So I read Cross. Yeah. Which is the name of the movie that they came out with. So I'm not sure if those are one and the same. I don't know. It's one of his newer ones, I think, in that series. But for all I know, he's I've read 2 of the Alex Cross books. So I don't know very much about them. It was a good book. It was an easy read. Just like you expect it to be. So when I finished that, I was still kind of in the mood for something not quite, and I finished it in a day and a half, because it's just not that big of a book. So I went rummaging through my books, and I wanted another easy read, but something that maybe would take a little longer to read. And I found the Michael Crichton, State of Fear. I think it must be one of his older books, but it's huge, so it'll take me a little longer to get through. Of course, I'm feeling better, so I haven't really picked this up as much. 2004, so it's 10, well, I guess now it would be 11 years old. God, 2004 does not seem like it was that long ago. I swear the other day, somebody said something about 1993, which was the year I graduated high school, and I was like, oh, it wasn't that long ago, whatever. Yeah. It was. It was that long ago. The 90s were a long time ago. It's crazy. But anyway, oh my gosh, this is about knitting. We should talk about that. Okay, so last time I saw you, I told you that I'd finished the Zuzus petals and it was blocking so you couldn't see it. So I brought it with me. But here's the crazy thing. I kind of am stupid sometimes. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, I do know what I was thinking. I was trying to block this in a hurry because I wanted to give it to someone for Christmas. And so I sorry. I threw it on the blocking mat and blocked it so wrong. I blocked it like this. Okay, so the way Zuzu's petals is the hole is, it's a cowl, and the hole is here, and it's knit flat for this section here, the stocking knit section, and then you join in the round, somewhere up there. I don't remember where you join. No, you knit it this way. Yeah. Anyway, the lace is added in the round later on. So I blocked it like this. Yeah. That is not how you block it. It should have been blocked like this. So now I've got this crazy little point here. It shouldn't be here. And because I did it like that, it made my points where I blocked them come out a little funky because I should have blocked from here and then blocked the points out. Yeah, it's a big hot mess that it needs to be reblocked. It's still very beautiful. I still haven't woven in the ends because once I realized what I did, I didn't want to weave in the ends. Granted, you know, I say that, and a muggle wouldn't know that I had blocked it wrong. So, I'm not sure. I'm stressing out about it because that's what knitters do, right? So, I don't know. It's gorgeous, though. I mean, like, I want to see, okay. Let's see if I can get this up close enough. Okay. Because I know this video cuts off some that I can't see. Okay. So, see, it should have been, the point should be here. Is that right? No. This should be my point coming down. Yeah. It's over here. Yeah. It's crazy. It bugs me. It bugs me because it's so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous pattern. It's a gorgeous yarn. And I love it. And so I really want to, and now that Christmas has passed and I wasn't able to give it away, I'm just going to keep it for myself. Ah. And so, yeah, I'm going to reblock it because it's gorgeous. And this was the October House Damson DK. And when I blocked it, a lot of the color came out, which is not abnormal and doesn't matter. It wasn't like it changed the color of the yarn. It just, you know, I had a purple sink. So I let it soak for a while to make sure that the colors were going to stick and stay. And it did. And it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. And I shall reblock it and weave in the ends and wear it because it's cold. Yeah, it's cold. And then one of my wonderful Christmas surprises, I'm so excited about this. I have a friend, which a lot of you probably know, Yarn Sniper, because she's at a lot of the, she gets to go to a lot of the retreats and festivals around the country. And she's like a little piece of awesome. I love her. And she sent me this bag. And it is a, let's see, blinger string. In the inside, I love that material. And it's a winter, it's like wintry. Oh, and it came with stitch markers. What did I do with them? I'm in this habit of losing my stitch markers lately. I actually reorganized my stitch markers because, yeah, I have a lot of stitch markers. And I've already lost a set, and I didn't lose these. I know where these are. They're just off camera. I'll show them to you next time because they're pretty, and they match the bag, and they're gorgeous. So, yeah, awesomeness, wonderful surprise, love it. Get to see her hopefully in September at the Arkansas Fiber Fest. So, okay, and then a friend of mine was ordering from Knit Picks, and I couldn't pass it up because for like a minute and a half, they brought back Felici. Very limited. So I was like, just grab me whatever Felici is there. And they had this. And the colorway, it's sorbet. Felici sorbet. So, I'm so sorry if you have headphones on. I like knitting with Felici. For me personally, especially, I love the way the socks feel. I love the way they wear. And, and the last thing I got, my husband was out in town. I was at home not feeling very well. And he took the kids to Little Rock to do some shopping and pick up some things. And he's like, do you want anything? And I was like, well, it'd be fun if maybe you brought home some sock yarn from just, nothing fancy. Just go to Michael's, Joanne, something like that. I don't know. So he sends in my eldest, who is my girl, my one and only girl. And she FaceTimes me in the store and she's like, what do you want? And I'm like, I just want sock yarn. Just pick sock yarn out. So she does, and she does a great job. She gets the Patents Croy sock in this great colorway. And I'm sure it has a name. It is blue striped rag. It's great. So she knows to pick up 2 skeins, right? What I have not taught my lovely 14-year-old daughter yet is that you have to get the same dye lot. It's probably not as obvious on camera, but this one, see the dark, dark, dark blue? Yeah. That dark blue does not run through this one as well as it does this. See, there you go. Now you can see. So, I'm not sure. There's not a lot of yardage in these guys. 166 yards. And used to, I could get a pair of socks for my my tiny one out of one of these because the boys like short socks anyway with short cuffs and they have tiny feet. Now their feet are not so tiny. Yeah. They pretty much fit into my socks now. So, I don't know what to do. Yeah. See, that bothers me. You can really tell. I think I'm going to bring one. I'm going to bring it back and try to find the same dye lot. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I was going to just ignore it and try to knit a pair of socks out of it. And I might still do that because worst case scenario, I will start from the cuff and go down to the toe. And by the time I get to the toe, if I have to change into the other color, because I knit 2 at a time, so I'll ball up the dark one and knit them both. And if I get down to the toe and have to break into this ball, it won't matter. And then I'll have yarn left over from my blanket. Okay, something else to think about. Okay, so like I said, when I was sick, I was watching a lot of movies, right? So I have to share some of my movies. The first thing that I just happened to catch on television was You've Got Mail, which was so awesome. I forget how good that movie was. It was so cute. It was really good. I like Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan together, though. I mean, who doesn't? They're so adorable. But anyway, that was just a fun movie that I happened to catch. But I was able to watch 100-Foot Journey with Helen Mirren. It's, I want to say, like, Oprah produced it or had some hand in it. I don't know. It's set in France, and you've got to watch it. It's a great movie. It's wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. Especially if you're kind of obsessed with the Food Network like I am. I'm a little bit obsessed with the Food Network. I like the Food Network. And this movie's about chefs. So, which my husband and I also watched that movie Chefs with, John Leguizamo's in it, but what's the main guy's name? Oh, I can't remember his name. It's got a really good cast. It's a really good movie. It's about a chef and a food truck. I don't know. It's worth watching. It's cute. Also watched Chocolat. that old movie that has Johnny Depp and Judi Dench is in it, and I can't remember the main character's, the woman's name, but that was a good movie. It's fun to rewatch old movies sometimes because you really just forget how good they are, especially if you haven't seen them since they came out. That movie's from the 90s, you know, so I don't know. It was really good. But I also got to watch, and if you have Netflix, there are two things that you have got to watch. Like, you have to go watch them. The first one is called Two Lives, and it's a subtitled movie. It's set in Norway? Yeah. Norway? So it's all subtitled. So it's not a great knitting movie because you have to, unless you speak their language, you're going to have to read the television. But it's worth it. It's really good. It's about, it's a newer movie set back in the time around when the wall came down in Germany, and it said, it's about, you know, spies and such. Okay, I'm totally not doing it justice. Just go find it on Netflix and watch it. It's awesome. But if you only get to watch one thing, like if your time is uber limited and you can only pick one thing off Netflix to watch this weekend, watch Murder on the Homefront. It is so good. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It's set during World War II, during the Blitz in England, and the guy, I have no idea who the actor and actress are. I don't want to say they're nobodies because they might be somebodies. They're just not American somebodies because it's a British show. They might be well known in the UK. I don't know. They are fabulous in this part. I wish it was a television series. I'm really kind of sad that it's just a movie and not a series because they're fabulous. It's great. I don't want to give anything away. It's about solving murder. There's like a serial killer, but it's during the bombing that's happening, and so, you know, there's a lot going on, and people aren't as apt to want to spend time trying to catch a serial killer because they've got a lot going on. So good. You got to watch it. So that's like my one, you must watch this, have to watch this movie. So yeah, watch that. And my husband and I actually, so I have that thing about not watching shows until a lot of them are out, if not the whole thing. And we started Outlander. So good. Yeah. I'm excited about that. And Downton Abbey started back. I love Downton Abbey. Yay. And I think Call the Midwife is about to start back too. Which means that maybe Sherlock's about to start. And be like, maybe that'll be what gets me through the winter because I'm so tired of being cold. But if I get to do things like watch Sherlock and Call the Midwife and Downton Abbey, then maybe I'll make it through the winter. That and the fact that if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this picture. If you have not, look at this awesomeness. Yeah, that's a king cake because my husband made a king cake. Yeah. A really good friend of mine gave me a KitchenAid mixer, and it's kind of like changed my baking world. It's kind of like, we can make all the things. So, yeah, I don't know. My husband's like, I'm whining because I can't get a king cake because I'm in Arkansas, not in Louisiana. And even though they have king cakes at like Walmart or Kroger, they're not really king cakes. They're just called king cakes. They're like cakes that they put colored sugar on. I want a real king cake. And usually, every year since we moved up here, someone loves me enough to send me a king cake, and I'm always grateful for that. But this year, I'm just like, you know, what if nobody loves me and sends me a king cake? So my husband had pity on me and made one. which was awesome because he doesn't do most of the cooking around the house. I do, but the specialty cooking, he has taken it upon himself to learn like all the old family recipes. Like he makes our chicken sauce bacon, he makes the red beans and rice, he now makes the king cake, he makes the gumbo, he makes the etouffee. So if we want anything Louisiana food, he has taken it on himself to master all the things like that. So yeah, he makes a pretty rockin' red beans and rice, and well, all of it actually. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And now he's mastered king cake. Yeah, lucky girl. Okay, so when I saw you last, I was telling you that I wanted to get all the things off my needles by the end of the year, which I did. And to kind of fill in the gap there, I just knit a bunch of hats and was just like giving away left and right. I'm like, here's a hat. It's cold. Here's a hat. And so I knit a bunch of hats. And the only thing that I cast on was I did a Christmas cast on. I told you guys that I wanted to do that. My husband bought me yarn for Christmas and gave it to me early so that I could have a Christmas cast on. And he got me the Madeline Tosh sock in the Victory Garden colorway. So it's 395 yards, which is a little less than I'm used to working with, which doesn't usually matter, especially if it's for me. I have a cat somewhere over here trying to get in the picture. Come here. Hey, baby. Say hi. Oh, you're so dark. So yeah. I cast on socks for my dad. Usually it's not a problem. The yardage isn't a problem because I don't have big feet and my daughter doesn't have big feet. So I can knit socks and it's not a big deal. But I wanted to knit a pair of socks for my dad, and he's a guy. So yeah. But I cast on Christmas Day the socks. They're kind of matchy. Yeah. Ooh, they match more than I thought they did. Ooh, I'm good. So, obviously I am still on the cuffs because it's boy socks. So I'm doing the 72, I cast on 72, knit 2, purl 2. And I'm going to do an afterthought heel because there's a chance that obviously I might run out of yarn. And if I do an afterthought heel, I can go buy some coordinating, I can go find a coordinating color for the heel and toes. So I'll know by the time I get down to the toe, I'll be able to judge better how much yarn I have left. And if it's looking a little slim and I don't want to play yarn chicken, because that's no fun. Okay, sometimes it is fun. But I'll just go to my OIS and find a coordinating color for that. I might even have some in stash. I'm not sure. Put the tag back in the bag. I'm kind of crazy like that, yeah. So, what else? Oh, so, okay, and that was in, because it was my Christmas cast on, I got this from Rainstorm Studios, and I picked this one out because it's not so much Christmas as it is winter. I mean, it's Christmassy, and I guess in the sense that it's snowmen, but to me, it's more of a winter bag. So I don't feel like a crazy person using this after Christmas because it says winter, and it's winter. And so I figured this is perfect because I want to always do a Christmas cast on, like a pair of socks, because hubby usually gets me sock yarn, right? And yarn for Christmas. And I would like to use that yarn and cast on Christmas Day, Christmas night, when we're all settled in and watching movies and chilling out, and cast on a pair of socks every year. And that's going to be my new thing, and that's going to be my bag for it. So in my other Rainstorm Studio bag, this is my sweater bag for her. It's large. I don't know if this is her large or extra large window bag. Seems to me it would be extra large. It's huge. It could seriously fit a sweater in this bag. And she has these great pulls. Isn't that great? I love these. I don't know. You can get them when you order the bags. They're like really cheap, and she'll match them with your bag. She'll coordinate it with your bag. and they're super cute. I'm trying to think if I had, no, I don't have another one. There is one on the bag that she has for you. So I started the, let's see, let's get to the page that does not have directions. The Ingot by Lisa Mooch. I don't know. It's very pretty. It's a cowl. And I'm using my Tosh DK in the Lowland colorway. You see that. It's a beautiful green color. And I just started this. Obviously, like I said, I haven't been feeling well. So I've started all the things, but I haven't gotten very far on all the things. So when you start it, it has this great open, lacy type pattern. It's made with like double yarn overs. And then I am now to the stocking net portion, and you do the stocking net portion for quite a while. And then you go back to the open lace work. I don't know what else to call it. And then you're done. It's that simple. And it's knit on like size 10 needles. So we're talking like super fast knitting. When I do pick this up, it's easy to finish an inch or two without even thinking about it. So I have a feeling that's going to fall off my needles pretty quickly. Then I have this, which I am loving. Okay, so I have this really bad habit of finding a pattern and using it more for inspiration. So I saw the pattern for the Vermont hat, the Vermonter hat. And this hat is knit with chunky yarn, size 11 needles. It's supposed to be one of those things you can knit up like in a day. And I didn't have any chunky yarn. It's not usually something I keep in my stash. But I had this great Manos Maxima and Rowan worsted that I thought looked beautiful together. And obviously they're both a worsted weight yarn, right? Oh, there goes Percy. He's like, what's up? So I had these two great yarns, and I decided to make them into a hat, kind of as using that one as my inspiration. So I cast on with the Rowan here at the bottom, and then I have the Manos here. And then, okay, so I did a ribbing, and then I put in a purl ridge, and then I did the stocking net with the Manos, and then a purl ridge with the Rowan, so on and so forth. In fact, I just finished, as you can see, I just finished a purl ridge with the Rowan, and I love the way this is coming out. It is making me so happy. These colors, look at these colors. And it's kind of a big and chunky hat. I've decided to go ahead and make it slouchy, which is why I'm obviously not decreasing yet. I'm going to keep going for a little while and make it kind of slouchy in the back so it hangs down. And this hat is making me super happy. And I probably need to write up a pattern page on it because I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. And I'm probably going to want to duplicate this hat because it's pretty cool. So, but my inspiration was the Vermonter hat. I guess in the sense that every couple rows she put in a purl row. I don't know. So yeah, that I'm enjoying a lot. So here's the problem knitting. Oh, and that's also my Rainstorm Studio bag. My pink owl bag. So the other problem, the only problem that I'm having is this guy right here. This is the Magic and Moonshine yarn that is awesome. And it's knitting up wonderfully. Let's see. So I knew that I wanted to make it into a cowl. So I picked up size 4 needles, and I had downloaded a pattern called Eggnog, which I think is a free pattern. Yeah, I think it's a free pattern. But once I started looking at, I just didn't like it. I don't know. I started knitting it and didn't like it. So I did my own cast on, put some ribbing in, and then I'm just going around with stocking net. And I think when it comes off the needles, it might make a really nice cowl. But I don't know. And I'm going around and round and round and round in stocking net, which is fun sometimes. It's nice because I don't really feel that well right now. So concentrating on a pattern. If you notice, I'm not knitting anything very pattern heavy, right? Because my focus is just not there yet. I'm still kind of foggy and blah. So all the things I'm knitting are kind of easy. But this one's a little tedious. But Lainey loves it and thinks that it's going to be like the best thing ever. I guess because of the bright colors. And so I don't know. I don't know what to do. Because I love the yarn and Magic and Moonshine is no longer in business. So I want to make sure that I knit it into something that I love. So I'm having issues. I don't know what to do. And I'm just going to decide later. Because I'm going to be like Scarlett O'Hare and worry about that tomorrow. Because that's the right thing to do. Just worry about that later. So I think that's all that I have for you guys. Hopefully, I'm sorry I had to go so long between recordings, but as much as I'm coughing right now, it would have been unbearable a week ago. It would have been horrible. So hopefully I'll get rid of this sinus nastiness and get back on a better recording schedule for you guys and finish up some of this stuff. I would like, okay, every year I just get this crazy idea that I'm going to knit a sweater. And every year I go buy sweater yarn, like a sweater's quantities worth of yarn, and I try to cast on, and I cast on and get a little bit into it and then realize that, oh, that's right, I hate knitting sweaters. I've done this every year for like 4 years. It's crazy. Hi, buddy. Hi, this is Percy. Say hi. No. So, and I do this, and I've been doing this for years, and I'm like, oh, I'll knit a sweater this year, and then I don't, and then I have a sweater quantities worth of yarn, which that ingot that I'm knitting out of that Tosh DK, yeah, I had a sweater's quantity worth of that. So needless to say, I've got lots of cowls and shawls and hats and gloves knit out of that because, yeah, I had a sweater's quantities worth, and I'm still going through it. Before that, it was this blue Malabrigo. It's just crazy. And so I was watching Fat Squirrel Speaks, and she knit this beautiful sweater by Isolde Teague. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Can't remember the name of it. Dang it. It's a Fair Isle sweater. I say Fair Isle. It's a regular bottom-up sweater, and then it has a yoke that has a little bit of, and I don't know if it's considered Fair Isle or stranded because, quite honestly, I don't know what the difference is, but the yoke of it is done in color work, and you can make the sleeve short, like Amy Beth did on Fat Squirrel Speaks, or you can make it long sleeve, and I don't know which I prefer, but I've gotten it in my head now that I must knit this sweater. And I've informed my husband of this. He's already laughed at me because we go through this every year. And so, yeah, I'm going to start shopping around for some yarn and see, I don't know. I'm going to get needles for it because it's inevitable that I will put needles. I'll put this sweater that I'm going to knit on needles, and then the needles are stuck on this sweater that never gets knit for like a year before I decide that I'm going to frog it and give up again. So, yeah, it gets its own needles this year. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this will be the year, right? This might be the year of the sweater. I don't know. You don't know. It could be. My husband doesn't think so. After 4 years of buying a sweater quantities worth of yarn and watching me inevitably put it away and gripe about it. I don't know. We shall see, right? What are you going to do? So maybe next time I'll have bought the pattern and the yarn and be able to show it to you. And you can watch me go through the year of this. So I think that's all that I have for you guys. If I have any viewers in or around France, I am very, very, very sorry for what is going on in your country right now in Paris, and it's heartbreaking. It's always heartbreaking when anything like that happens anywhere in the world, and I know that a lot of that's happening in many, many places in the world, and this is the place that's getting the publicity right now, and I'm very sorry for what's happening over there, and I'm sorry that you have to live with that fear. It's terrible. I obviously am old enough that I remember 9/11, and it's horrible to live with that fear, to know that you have a sense of safety that you lose when you have a terrorist attack, and so it's very horrible, and I'm sorry for your loss. It was a loss for the world. There were artists, those were men with families and careers, and it's sad. It's very sad. So I'm very sorry for what you're going through, and so yeah. And I don't want to end on a sad note, so we should talk about something a little happier. I don't want to talk about a sad thing and then say goodbye. So, okay, it's Mardi Gras season. We can talk about the fact that it's Mardi Gras season. King's Day was a couple days ago, and so Mardi Gras is starting up, and I've decorated. I'm one of those crazy people that decorates outside for everything. Like, I hang wreaths, and I have like little garden flags, and so I hung up my Mardi Gras, and since I'm in Arkansas, people kind of look at it and go, what is that? They're not that ignorant of it because they are close enough to Louisiana that they do know what it is, and Mardi Gras is not, it is kind of nationally known because people go crazy in New Orleans and it inevitably ends up on the news. So, but yeah, so happy Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is coming. Woohoo! I guess for the rest of the world, you're gearing up for Valentine's Day, which, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day. It's, yeah, I don't know, but whatever, that's coming too. And then Easter. I do love Easter. So that's coming up. Yay! All right, so I am way over my time limit. I have babbled way too much. Thank you guys for putting up with me as always. And look for me on Instagram and as Tish Knits. And you can look for me on Ravelry as Tish Knits 33. We also have a group, Southern Girl Knits, on Ravelry. Come over there and join us because we're going to be doing a giveaway that I'll talk about on the next podcast. And you want to be able to get in on that because it's going to be awesome. So, all right. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. I will see you next time. And don't forget to always be awesome. Bye.